ethical realtor is hard to find today.
What you don't want to do is second guess your realtor all the time, right? You want to have some faith and belief in them. So,
not only want someone who's friendly and compassionate, but who cares about your priorities and puts those above their own.
Years ago, I'd gone through a Dave Ramsey finance class. I thought, I know he has recommended people for these different things, and what the heck, I'll go on there and see what he has for realtors in Spokane. And there were two of them. Both of them contacted me. Jonas was one of them. I went up and met with Jonas, and I didn't even bother getting in touch with the other guy.
This is the largest financial decision that we're making with selling a house and buying a new one. So I'm going to interview some agents. The first gal was the friend, and then the second agent we met was very warm and friendly, and then we met with Jonas, and he just blew the other two out of the water.
First one was, you don't have really enough to buy anything decent, and I did not want to get into debt. Second one showed me everything they had, and Jonas sat down and listened. What do you want to do? What would you like? How much can you afford?
There's a lot of folks that are not very thrilled with their agent, but they're still kind of going through the process. And what I tell people is, however you found Jonas, whether it was, a friend of a friend or just happened to, I called on one of his signs that he had listed, they're in good hands.
So I like to start with a little bit of window shopping where we just walk through a few homes, point out different things that they might not have thought about before. We get a pretty good idea of what it's going to be like working together and how realistic their expectations are going to be.
the buying process with him is really good because he really sits down and he wants to understand you, your family, the family dynamics. Obviously, financial situation is a big part of that as well. And then try to steer you into homes that are actually going to work. And he just has done a really good job. I mean, the property that we just bought, it was absolutely perfect.
Recently, I was working with a first-time home buyer, newlyweds, just starting off, super excited. They found a 3-bedroom home, and they just instantly, let's make an offer. This is the one. We love it. We love it. And I had to take a step back and say, it's really none of my business, but let me just throw this out here. This home is a 3-bedroom home, which is what you've been looking for. 1 bedroom is on the main floor. 2 bedrooms are in the basement. So if you're thinking about family planning, how do you feel about kiddos being on a separate floor than you are? Not my place to cast judgment, but I just want to make sure that you're thinking that situation all the way through before you make the choice. Oh, we hadn't really thought about that. While you're thinking about that, think about this. The primary bedroom is upstairs at one end of the house. The stairs are on the opposite end of the house. And the way that the downstairs bedrooms are positioned are about as far removed from the primary bedroom as can be. So if a kiddo wakes up with a nightmare in the middle of the night, needs mom and dad for whatever reason, it's gonna be pretty hard to hear them. You can get an intercom, things like that, but I just wanna make sure you're thinking through all these scenarios before we make an offer and get into a commitment that you're gonna be committed to for the next 10, 15 years is your plan.
He wasn't in a hurry to sell me a house. In fact, one of the things he told me was, if you get really excited about a house and I really think it's a bad idea, it's like, I'll recommend another realtor to you if you really want to do it. But he's like, I don't want to be part of a transaction that I think you're going to regret. To me, that's what I'm looking for. I don't need somebody who's just out there looking for a commission just to make money on something. He really cared about the process and cared about getting me into a house that was going to make me happy.
He's always out for my best interest, even when it doesn't benefit him. Like, it's not transactional for him at all.
I can't pay him back for all he's done for me.
After you buy the house, send you gifts like little safes or fire extinguishers, because he's noticed that. He's gone above and beyond in every aspect.
Well, I look at him more as a friend at this point than a realtor, but I definitely recommend him to others.
Call him, call him, call him. Just go with the best. Jonas is the best.